Hello and welcome to Groove, Sing, and All the Things. I'm your host, Amy Hailstone. Today on the podcast, we're going to talk about, is it even worth learning music anymore? If we haven't met yet, my name's Amy Hailstone. Again, I'm a guitar teacher and a vocal and performance coach. I've been teaching guitar for over 30 years. I've been a vocal and performance coach for nearly a decade, and I love to teach my students how to play and sing with less tension and more freedom. So let's jump into the episode today. So what do you think? Is it worth our time and our efforts and our blood, sweat, and tears to learn music anymore when people that know nothing about music can just push a few buttons and get a song and, hey, I wrote a song, I made a song. I mean, you know, AI does everything now, right? I mean, I'm being facetious, but it's a big part of music right now that we have to just accept as part of life now. You know, our goal is to use it as a tool, but I don't think it's going to replace musicians altogether. So let me just say that up front. So I think, yes, it is indeed still worth our time, but let's talk about why. Becoming an artist is tough. It takes guts and drive and an unexplainable fire in your belly. And sometimes along the way, you will inevitably wonder, why am I doing this? Like, why am I putting myself through this? But for some reason, you can't not do it. You can't stop. I know because I tried to stop several different times. Like I had had enough. And I said, you know, I tried to quit, that is. And funnily enough, whenever I tried to get away from music, it was always another creative pursuit that I went to. For instance, writing short stories or learning to paint. I actually didn't really learn to paint. I just started painting and just sort of made it up as I went along. And I really did enjoy that. You know, I did abstracts and I'm kind of doing a few right now again, but it's just another creative outlet. It didn't replace the drive to make music, to sing, to play guitar, to perform, to write songs. None of those other things filled that desire for me. And I imagine if you're here listening to me talk about this today, probably nothing else is going to fulfill that desire for you as well. But widening the scope of the arts, everything, you know, from screenwriters, cinematographers, photographers, graphic artists, journalists, painters, novelists, sculptors, the list goes on. The arts are important, and they're an important part of our society. And every one of those artists has their fire in their belly to create their art. And we have to understand and respect that. Our pursuit of art is a different medium, but it's the same creative drive. And the thing that keeps you going is the same in all of the arts and sports, by the way. I would argue the desire to play music, or I'm sure any other creative pursuit, it never goes away. Like I've seen it with my dad, with other musicians that in his band, and that desire to play music never went away for him. And I've seen many, many older musicians that are still playing gigs. They're still doing their thing because why not? Like they have the desire to do it. They're able to do it. They make their art. And there is such satisfaction and joy in that. I was listing all the other creative pursuits earlier. Why? Because art matters. Real art, not AI-generated slop. Of course we know the difference. Of course we can look at something, read something, look at an image, look at a movie, listen to a song and go, oh, that's a robot. No thanks. I mean, again, AI is going to serve its purpose. It's going to be part of art, everything. We're all going to use it as a tool, but it will never replace what humans can do. What we put into the world in our art is not replaceable by AI. It's just not. There's no soul there. Why does it matter that humans make art? Because art matters. And each one of these artists that pursue their craft and their passion, they put their energy into their craft. It doesn't happen by accident. The focus and drive are inherently there. You have it, I know, because you're here listening to me rant about this. I'm not ranting, but you know what I'm saying. I'm passionately speaking about it. That focus and drive is inherently there because otherwise most potential artists would have quit. And most do, by the way, before they reach their goals. And you know what? It wasn't meant for them if they quit. That's fine. They go on to find what their true passion is. So I am not a journalist. I am not going to do research on this subject. But the advent of AI steals from all the artists and journalists to teach it, to create their LLM, what they call large language models. And each of these huge tech companies have their own large language model. So you would think that artists would be in that realm somewhere of, oh, we're using other people's creative and copyright protected material to train these large language models to spit other art out. So where's the protection there for artists? Yeah, hopefully they're working on that. Like, again, I'm not a journalist. I'm not going to research this, but like I really admire these creators that just dig into a subject and get all the social proof. I mean, like all the proof, not just social proof, like proof. I appreciate that. I am not that person. I'm just speaking on what I'm observing and feeling in the moment and trying to encourage you that yes, learning to make music and to sing absolutely still matters. And I will argue that it will matter even more in the future because as people seek out real things, real live performances, real recordings, real songs, why do I think real will stick around and be the upper echelon of what people are searching out? It's because art matters, okay? I said it earlier. I mean it. These tools can help humans create art, but they cannot replace the human creating the art. I read there's already a trend of people going back to CDs and books in the last year or so. And we know vinyl has been selling huge for artists for quite a few years now, and going strong in 2026. People want to own something. I get that. I sort of miss having that CD collection and having my curated library of iTunes songs that I purchased. They're still there. The convenience of streaming is great. I don't think that'll ever go away, but I do think people are seeking out more real things you can hold in your hand. I remember Jack White, I read something that he said, nothing is real unless you can hold it. And that's why he makes vinyl. Like, I don't know the guy or anything, but he makes vinyl at his studio because that's real. Like, you can hold that music you made. Whereas when everything's digital, there's nothing really to hold on to. If servers go down, if things were to collapse, that music would be gone. I think live performances are going to be even more important than they are in the future, than they are now in the future. People who can actually play and sing and engage an audience, I think, will be sought out and more appreciated, as well as humans speaking out on subjects and interacting with other humans again, like, I don't know, like a lecture or, you know, a night about blah, 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 where people gather and learn about things and talk about things. Again, should we bother learning music anymore? I think I've covered that. Yes, absolutely. I think we have to, or what do we have? A bunch of large language models creating things that mean nothing to us, really. I think it's going to be even more important in the future to actually be able to do things that the AI cannot do, cannot create, cannot recreate, and never will be able to. Keep practicing. Keep working toward your musical goals. Now more than ever. It may seem fruitless at times, but keep the faith. You know you have that fire in your belly. Again, you wouldn't have listened to me talk this long if you didn't. So your real voice and talent are needed in the world, and it will cut through the AI slop to get to the listeners who really are hungry for real music, real voices, and real points of view. So, keep the faith, keep singing, keep playing, keep writing, keep doing your thing, because there will be a place for it. And even in the journey, there is such satisfaction in the little steps along the way. I encourage you to keep going. Don't feel discouraged over the fact that anyone can create something now. Just put your blinders on, enjoy what you're doing, what you're learning, enjoy the process, and then enjoy giving your gift back to the world when you're ready. All right, that's all I have for you today. Again, I'm Amy from Amy Hailstone Studios. Please visit me at amyhailstone.com if you'd like to book a lesson, a voice lesson, or a guitar lesson with me. And if you're working on learning songs right now, trying to build your repertoire up a bit, I have a special PDF for you that I would love to share with you. It's called How to Really Learn a Song in 5 Steps. So just go to amyhailstone.com/in5steps and get access to that downloadable PDF. I hope that you take advantage of that, because I think there's some good stuff in there. Because learning a song is a skill in and of itself, and I want you to have that skill, build that repertoire. All right, thanks so much for joining me today on Groove, Sing, and All the Things, and we'll see you in the next episode.